Hi everybody, I'm Kathy Fielder and welcome to the Fielder Report. I'm here with the marvelous Martha and Nellie of the Bubba Lounge podcast here in the Park Cities, and we welcome you to Tulum. Today we are talking holiday. We're talking holiday cocktails and how to make your season a little brighter this year. So we all know that the art of the cocktail is key, and we are here today at Tulum with bartender Steven to talk some extravagant cocktails for your holiday season. Steven, tell us a little bit about some of your favorites, and we've picked a few that we love also.
Sure, absolutely. So we would start with a coconut margarita we call Coco Loco.
Okay.
We're going to use 512 Blanco tequila. Ounce and a half, 2 ounces of this, depending on how boozy you like. Exactly.
Or 3, whatever.
Kind of an interesting note with this, we use this Italicus. It's a bergamot liqueur rather than your Cointreau or triple sec. A little bit of coconut milk.
So when you say a little bit of coconut milk, you're saying like a splash, or what does that look
About
like?
a half an ounce.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Just enough calories to
It's
not eggnog.
to add a little to your
Which you're
waistline.
Steven, I heard the funniest term last night at a restaurant, and it was a booze-forward drink that they described it. Have you heard that before?
Absolutely. So with that kind of cocktail, you're going to blend spirits together rather than using mixers to balance the drink. So you would use kind of a sweeter spirit mixed with a a bitter one, and that's how you would blend those together. Like I said,
For a
rather
good
than
110 proof
So you're
drink.
embracing the booze.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't order it. It was for my husband. He described it as cough syrup.
Sure.
We all use the cough syrup.
Cough syrup with a kick. Yeah.
Exactly. In this one, we're using coconut milk instead of coconut cream, so you could describe it as kind of like a skinny margarita.
Oh.
So you don't have to, gain too many pounds for the holidays.
Yeah.
But like I said, it has a little pineapple in it, and instead of sugar, again, we're using agave, about a half ounce, a little bit better for you. Keep it simple.
I think, this is giving me kind of beachy vibes, right?
Okay.
Which we kind of all would like to escape maybe to the beach a little bit right now and kind of enjoy. And so it's light and it's fresh, so it might be like a really great thing for brunch.
Yes, because it's sort of like a brown and a white. It's kind of
Yes.
summer and winter and
And just kind of putting it all together, right? And so it's not maybe your ideal holiday cocktail, but it does, I think we all need a little bit of whimsy and
can
fun these days. And
Kind
maybe
of mentally travel somewhere, and the beach is the perfect place.
Oh my goodness,
Absolutely,
yes.
and a reason to drink earlier. That's the whole reason.
It's always cocktail hour at the beach, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, it just feels like
And so,
okay.
is there like you shook it just enough to get it all mixed together?
Sure, kind of just to froth that pineapple up.
Okay. And then what's that? That's the coconut?
Correct. Yeah, that was the rest of the cocktail that I put together before.
Okay.
And then if you have it in house, you can toast a little bit of coconut for some texture. Kind of just sprinkle it on top.
Oh, and so
there.
that was key. He did the pineapple
Yes.
juice before to get it frothy, and then the rest of the cocktail, right?
Build it all together.
Yeah, and so you kind of get that texture and consistency that makes
Sure.
it really good. Yeah,
It's a beautiful cocktail.
it is.
I
Martha,
love it.
taste it.
Which one of us
Martha's
gets it?
tasting it.
All right,
Yeah. Cheers.
All right.
you get to taste it.
Happy holidays. It's delicious. It tastes like a dessert, but not too heavy.
But not too much, right? No, it's a little lighter.
What's your main color?
Yes,
Perfect.
I like
that's
that.
perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So I think one of the key things about cocktails, especially in today's world, is that kind of interesting ingredients are key, right?
Sure.
And so not everybody loves tequila, right? Or they don't, but and not everybody loves gin, but we're about to talk about a cocktail that's got gin in it, but also aloe. And aloe is such an interesting ingredient just by nature. So tell us a little bit about this one.
Sure. So I'm using Zephyr gin. It's made from elderberry. It's a little bit lighter of a gin compared to your typical.
I'm tasting this one.
London, absolutely, your London dry
And
gin.
I'm not even a gin drinker, but that
No,
sounds
but also,
lovely.
Gin has changed, right? It
has.
used to be like we think of gin, like gin and tonic, and
Right.
We think of a very heavy liquor. It's not the same.
It's
way.
not the same
You know,
anymore.
now they're all like craft.
Absolutely
Like that.
light and refreshing. Sure,
Yes.
sure. But this one's pretty simple. You're just going to throw about 2 ounces of gin in there. This is this kind of obscure, unique ingredient, the aloe liqueur.
Yeah.
Add a little earthiness, refreshingness to it. And then just a little bit of lime and agave. About a half ounce of each.
So is that measurement an ounce?
I'm doing a half ounce.
Right, but so is that top an ounce basically?
If it was full, it'd be an ounce.
Okay.
It has lots of little marks along the way, I see.
Mm-hmm. And then that would be 2 ounces on that side.
Got it.
That's my side.
That's the happy side.
That's you, Kelly.
This is my
Has
drink.
your name all over
All
it.
right. Oh, wait.
And to add to a little bit more of the refreshingness aspect, everybody loves Topo
Oh,
Chico.
top it off
Oh,
with
yes.
the topo. Nice.
Ooh,
Add a little
that looks great.
sparkling to it. A little wine. There you are.
Ooh, that looks really good.
Yeah, this looks fantastic. Like super light, super airy.
And more of a lighter cocktail.
Oh, yes, it's so good. I mean, it really tastes like a margarita, but not with the tequila, like that back taste that you get with the with the tequila.
Yeah.
It's
Get a
fantastic.
little bit of aloe, like kind of like a cactus almost.
Yes, this is fabulous, honestly. So we all love a good light cocktail, but this time of year, sometimes it gets a little chillier and you want a fire and you want something that's got a little bit more, I guess, substance or meat to it. So tell us a great festive holiday cocktail that you would recommend.
Sure, this is similar to your classic Paloma, but it has a little bit of more of that spirit-forward type cocktail that we were speaking of earlier.
Okay.
It still has tequila. Do about 2 to 10 ounces, depending on your.
You catch on quickly to your clients.
Well,
He's talking to
I'm
you,
starting to learn about you all here.
We're making a
we
reputation.
round up on our ounces. There we go.
Exactly. A little bit of Aperol. It's a bittersweet.
Aperol is the best. It reminds me of summers in Italy. Like it really
Absolutely.
is.
Sure.
I was
Very much
I was
Italian
just
cocktail.
thinking
And
that.
I'm Italian, so I'm excited about it.
I'm a
Taste this
wannabe
one.
Italian. I dream to be an Italian, so I'm with you.
You could do that.
Pamplemousse is interesting as well. It's a grapefruit liqueur.
Oh my God,
Pamplemousse.
I love. Say it
French
one,
for grapefruit.
Yeah.
one more time. I love the name.
Pamplemousse. I don't know if my
Just
East
rolls
Texas.
off the
One of the
tongue.
best French words ever.
Yes, it is.
Excuse my East Texas accent with the pamplemousse.
love
It's better when you say it. Let's just say
Sure. But because these are,
So wait, the last ingredient you just put in,
it's a little bit of lime.
a little bit of lime.
Excuse me.
That's okay. No. It's so just a touch of lime.
Just a ½ ounce of lime.
Okay.
And because this is mostly spirits, we're going to stir it.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. And so the lime's just to kind of cut some of the sweetness, as I assume,
Exactly.
right?
Just kind of balance it all out.
And then you're going to actually stir it rather than shake it. And can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit more?
Sure. It just gives the cocktail more of a clean look. When you shake it, it adds those,
Bubbles.
the chunks of ice,
Okay.
which some people like. But with blending spirits, you kind of want it to be a smoother.
That's interesting. So presentation matters, and that's
Sure.
key, right?
It's interesting because James Bond always said shaken,
Not stirred. There we
Sure.
go.
You're stirring, not shaking.
We're calling the
Watch.
James Bond, like Creed there.
Mix it up, you know?
But it's a little bit of a cleaner cocktail.
Which James Bond's about to be out, the next one. Just a little sip on that.
You have
Awesome.
to pass that to me.
Ooh, that color's so pretty.
color's
I'm jealous that it's
beautiful.
not
Holiday color.
Nellie's time.
There you go.
Okay, and this really feels like Monte Carlo.
Yeah, and the glass is
That's all I'm
perfect.
saying.
Very fancy.
It's so glamorous.
That is delicious. The grapefruit, and you don't even taste the tequila. Like it's super smooth.
It blends right in with the other
know? So
So
spirits.
the tequila that you use, tell us a little bit about that, because tequilas,
That is so good.
just like gin, have really transformed. Right?
Absolutely,
And so-
absolutely. This is Socorro Tequila. They're
Okay.
up and coming. Incredible tequila. I highly recommend this. All blue agave.
Okay.
Blends really well. They also do a reposado and añejo that's phenomenal too.
So you've announced a few different liquors and that sort of thing that you've kind of just found, and so like how do you find them? I mean, I know you've got reps that bring them to you, but like how do you just kind of find all these new, and there are that many new brands coming out? You feel like?
There is
To keep
a
an eye
lot
out
of
for?
them, and it's a lot of tasting. Just trying to figure it out. Yeah,
Right.
so it's a lot of trying things out, seeing what blends well with what, and seeing what you like.
And how much time do you spend concocting, right?
I would say we typically open about 4 or 5, and I'm here 2 hours before getting the cocktails together, and maybe some extra couple hours per week,
Yeah.
testing and trying out the
new-
cocktails
Right.
and trying to figure out what, like I said, what goes with what, and discovering these new spirits.
And what would it take to put a new cocktail on the menu? Like, how do you kind of come up with something that is good enough to go on this cocktail? You know what I'm saying? Like having some fun, figuring out something new and fresh.
Sure. It's just balancing things back and forth, a lot of trial and error, trying this, hey, it needs more lime, it needs less agave, it's too sweet. So just kind of, tasting it and figuring out what
Basically,
what it
you drink
needs.
a lot. You drink
Exactly.
Well, I was going to say, if you ever need tests,
Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
give us a call. We are happy the Bubble Lounge and the Fielder Report can team up together.
we can test out.
We're here.
Always
we have
welcome.
lots of friends who would test.
Sure. Always
A lot of fun
welcome.
here. So I have a question. I saw a blowtorch back there behind the bar, and I was just curious, what do you do with that?
The blowtorch we use to smoke our old fashioned. So we have some apple wood right here, and we would just torch the apple wood, set the glass on top, and it creates that smokiness inside the glass, and then you would build the old fashioned inside of the glass.
He's also doing some heavy labor back there. Just
Welding.
manly.
Is there any true great tip that you would give to make the perfect martini? Because I think if we think about, we were talking about James Bond and ultimate glam. What do you have any tips on the ultimate martini?
It's kind of just your preference. A martini really is only ever going to have no more than 2, maybe 3 ingredients.
Right.
You're just vodka or gin, a little bit of dry vermouth if you prefer that, and then if you like dirty, if you like olive juice or whatnot, just kind of figuring out your own palate.
Right.
Some people like extremely dirty, and others just prefer a 1/4 ounce of olive juice.
Let's go to the espresso martini that we were just talking about and that we tried. That's fabulous. So,
Sure.
And you had some really good tips on a great espresso martini, which is such a great just after dinner, you're finishing up.
Warming up by the fire.
Kind of warming up by
I
the
love
fire.
that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Like I was saying before, it's all about spirits. With mine, I use fresh espresso, and then the key ingredient here, I believe, is Nacello. It's this walnut liqueur.
Wow.
Incredible stuff. So I just use literally a 1/4 ounce of that because it's so sweet.
It's kind of like Nutella.
Exactly. They're sisters.
Yeah.
I
Kahlua.
love that.
And some people like to put a little bit of cream in theirs. I like to taste the espresso.
Yeah.
And taste these flavors of vanilla, of walnut, of the coffee.
And so now that is Stoli vanilla.
Stoli vanilla, correct.
Which gives it this really just layered element. I mean,
Sure.
honestly, it was spectacular.
Sure, and with this you really want to shake it to froth that espresso up.
Okay.
I love that. Build up lots of arm muscles.
There you go.
Ooh,
Oh, it's so pretty. I
We're
know.
back to Kathy. That's
And you'll
that's
see
yours.
the
You gotta try that.
foam slowly separate.
Oh my God.
It's
that's
beautiful.
Like a latte cocktail.
That
So you
is
actually
so
have to sit there.
pretty.
You have to watch, right? And look at how pretty that is.
Oh my gosh.
It is. It's like a cappuccino in a martini glass with a little bit of a kick to it. Ooh, she made this hard for me. Oh, it's really fantastic. I mean, it's not too sweet. The layers of flavor are just spectacular. It's really such a good espresso martini.
Glad you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's necessary to drink your dessert.
Yes.
That's
I
absolutely
always say
true.
that. I agree with you.
Yes, for sure. Well, thank you everyone for joining me today on the Fielder Report. It's always a pleasure. Love
Thank you for
being with
having
you
us.
ladies.
Yeah, we love hanging out with you, and
course.
I love being with you in the bar. And the cocktails are delicious. So happy
Absolutely
holidays,
amazing. So
guys.
if you are in Dallas, you must visit Tulum sometime soon. If you are on YouTube, please don't hesitate to hit subscribe.